Hey Pisces, it's Goddess Puff, and this is your next 48 hours for December 2nd to the 3rd of 2021. All right, let's get started with an oracle card message for Pisces. What's going on with Pisces in the next 48 hours, Spirit? What do they need to know for December 2nd to the 3rd of 2021? All right, let's see. You could be singing right now, listening to music, or you were. Or you feel like in a sing-songy mood today. Master number 44, storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. I just got that for Cancer and Sagittarius. All right, we have 4, mirror. Treat your body like the palace it is. So, wow, 4, 4, 4. That's 3 4s. And then we have 43, spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. I almost said starship. That could be the name of a song you're listening to, or starships. 5 stars. You can manifest your every wish. Literally, I keep seeing stars. Or maybe that's what you're saying. I don't know. Maybe you're going to Hollywood or you're watching something on TV. But it's like things turn around. Again, things turn around overnight. I feel like I've been saying that to people all day. Things turn around overnight. What felt like... It's like when it rains really bad for like 10 minutes and then the sky opens up and it's clear again. Like those flash storms or flash floods. Like it just happens really quick, then it all disappears. Let me write down 4, 4, 4 so I don't forget for y'all reading. All right. And I feel like if you've been going through something and like everything's starting to turn around, you're afraid like to step outside, or you're afraid to like exhale and like, oh, finally. But it says don't be afraid to sing, don't be afraid to breathe, because it's over. The cycle is over. This is not a sneak attack. It's not going to come back. It's done. You're good. All right. All right, let's get into the tarot for Pisces. Next 48 hours, Spirit. What does Pisces need to know for December 2nd to the 3rd of 2021? I feel like you're looking like, is it safe to come out? Yes, it is. All right, we have the universe. What did I just say? The world card. A cycle has completed. Major accomplishment and completion of a cycle. It's done. It's done. The storm is over. You don't have to look over your shoulder anymore. We have the Princess of Swords, which is the page. So you've done the work. Oh, you're like a student again. You're restarting. You're not restarting at the last checkpoint. You're on a new chapter. So you're learning something new in the next 48 because you're done with that cycle. It's over. You have nothing left to learn from that person, place, or thing. It's done. You've become a master at that. Now you're on to the next. So now you're a student again. You're on the next chapter. We have the 3 of Swords. I feel like you learned something from a heartbreaking situation. I feel like you're coming out of it. It's over. I feel like you were upset about something. You were heartbroken by someone, but you've learned from it and you're coming out of it. I feel like you've learned and you're coming out of that. You learned something about heartbreak. Yep, death, Scorpio. Overall energy is the Ace of Cups. And yes, you feel a renewed sense of self. So in the next 48 hours, you're going to be learning something about endings of relationships and accepting something about it. Either the ending of a particular relationship and why it happened, or I feel like you just learned something about relationships in general and endings. And you're healing from it. It's very transformative. There's 3 of Swords. You're realizing that these heartbreaks and these situations were very transformative. It helped you grow spiritually. And you have a renewed sense of self-love and worth, or just a love for life. Because once you like, at the initial heartbreak, you're bitter, you're angry, you're confused, you're upset. You don't know what's going on, right? And then, but you try to push through it. You try to actually learn from it and grow through it. And you actually have a newfound appreciation for what you've gone through. And for yourself, it's like, through all that, I still learned to love. And also, like, it taught me so much about myself and my worth. And it's just some people will pass from this earth without ever experiencing love. So it's like very fortunate that you can experience and that you can feel it, and that you did get a chance to feel that. It feels really rewarding. I feel like in the next 48, someone's really like appreciating having emotions in general. I feel like you just feel overwhelmed and happy that you got a chance to feel those things that you can feel. Someone's just happy that they're able to feel. All right, clarify this for Pisces. It's like, and that's what I'm getting from that like student. It's like a child or like a teen, just a rush of emotions. For maybe for a while, you just felt really gray. Or like, you know, when you go through those bouts of depression, certain forms of depression makes you feel nothing, makes you feel gray. And all of a sudden these emotions come flooding back to you and you feel alive again. You're like overwhelmed with emotions and it feels good to you. It's like, oh my gosh, I can feel again. All right, clarify this for Pisces. I just feel like someone's really happy. I'm feeling like happy tears, joy, like you're celebrating. You just feel really good. And that's why I feel like you're singing again. Maybe you haven't sang in a while. Because I feel like when you're depressed, you don't want to do the things that you love, but you feel like you just feel life again. Clarifying the universe is the 3 cups. Yes, celebrating. You're happy, maybe going out with a group of people. I feel like you're also celebrating that ending. Or maybe, you know, you're making New Year's plans or holiday plans or whatever in X48. And it's because of the Knight of Swords, because you decide to push through and you close that cycle and you're going to be celebrated, or you're just going to be celebrating in general. Clarifying the Page of Swords is the Emperor, Aries. So maybe you're studying up on a managerial position or CEO position, a higher up position, or yeah, you're learning to become some type of boss or master at a situation, because I feel like you're coming to the tail end and you're at the last step. I mean, that cycle is closed, but you're on the last level of something. So you're having to learn. It's hard to explain. Ooh, and we have the Empress. Wow. I love seeing that. Okay. We have the Emperor and the Empress clarifying the Page of Swords, which is freaking insane. So you've learned from both sides, the masculine and the feminine. You learned how to handle both. I want to say you learned how to handle the dominant and submissive, or you balance those out. Not to say, I'll just leave it like that. I say it, but I say it. But it's like, you've learned how to do both and be both and balance both. And so you're celebrating that. And I just feel like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna explain it like this. You're like playing a video game, and you know, when you pass one level, you go to the next level. So it's the beginning again. You're not restarting, but it's the beginning of that next level. So you still leveled up. That cycle is still closed. You're just on the next level. So now you're a page again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, say this game has 10 levels. You just completed level 9. And you're about to go to level 10, the last level. So you're a student again. Your final boss energy, okay? But I also feel like if it's like 3 volumes of a book, you finished volume 2, now you're on volume 3, last volume, if that makes sense. And I also feel like these 2 higher ups have been studying you, watching you, and they're going to bring you into their circle, their group. But it's also on like a romantic level. You're learning something about twin flames, and I feel like that's going to cause you to call that in, because once you've got, like, you're looking back at all your past relationships and what you've learned from and grew through, you get the Death card. It turns you into you're not like, oh, I'm never dating women again, I'm never dating men again, I'm just done. You're not like that. You've actually sat with those feelings and learned and grew through them, so you understand, you see relationships differently. And that's what's going to cause you to call in your divine counterpart. I feel like that's truly what's coming in now. Clarifying the 3 of Swords is the 8 of Swords. Yeah, it's because you decided to sit in those feelings. You didn't allow it to trap you. I feel like for a while you may have been sitting there and overthinking the 3 of Swords. But sometimes don't overthink and beat yourself up. But like, sit there and really contemplate and learn from it. And I feel like that's what you did. You really learned from your heartbreaks. You really learned about yourself. You sat and saw both sides of situations. Most people don't do that. It's like they just blame the other person and their trash and move on. But they don't see how they got themselves into that situation, because if you don't learn from that, you're going to keep repeating it. But I feel like you sat there and you really looked at yourself and your situations and why you got into them and what you've learned from them. It's because you decided to sit there in that energy for a while and actually learn from it. It's why you're calling in the Emperor and the Empress. And also you could be learning about your parents and realizing why that is, or why their relationship went the way it did. And then the 4 of Cups. Yeah, you're sitting there actually sitting in it and grasping that concept. And that's why you get the World card. So congratulations to you. And clarifying the Death card is the 9 of Cups. Yes, you graduated. Correct. Congratulations. You have graduated. That is wish fulfillment, the death and rebirth, phoenix rising from the ashes. You get that Ace of Cups. So I say all this to say that you've learned from past relationships. You learned what love truly means and what it is, who you are and what you want, and why certain people came into your life and why things went certain ways. You've learned from it, and you're calling in your divine counterpart. 9 of Pentacles. Overall energy, the Wheel of Fortune, a new happy cycle. Things are looking up. So if you're thinking about getting back out there and dating, it's going to be positive for you. It's going to work out really well for you. Because the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles, that's like basically learning to be happy and fulfilled on your own. All right? Not just being on your own and being sad about it, but learning your worth. Truly, not what you can give other people or what you could do for other people, your real worth. And the masculine and feminine in you, the Emperor and Empress within you. And that is what's calling, because I'm just feeling divine counterpart energy. So basically, again, to sum all this up, you've learned from all your relationships, and now you're getting your soulmate, divine counterpart, twin flame is coming. So I honestly see your next relationship, if this resonates and you've done the work, it's going to be the person you stay with for life. The Emperor and the Empress. I mean, this is a pretty cut and dry reading for me, but when I do good readings, no one ever believes them. Everybody's like, no, that can't happen to me. But I feel like this group of Pisces, you resonate. So I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, don't forget to give me a like, comment, subscribe, or share. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, all of my information is in the description box below. If you'd like to check out my sister's beautiful crystal jewelry, a link for that is below, as well as send you peace, blessings, and love, Pisces. Namaste.